Good morning. Today's my speech. I'm kind of a little bit nervous, but you know it's gonna get better. And I'm definitely gonna get this out there. It's gonna be like a little vlog, and then after I'm gonna have the speech separate, so it's gonna be pretty cool. So my speech is gonna be about mentors. Let's see how this goes, and see you guys soon.
That's deep.
I was thinking
Of course he gets
that.
that one. Of course he gets that one.
So like what education means to me is like knowing what's going on around you and like just being educated of how like the system works and like not getting abused by it, and just being like self-aware and being able to like teach others, because that's what education is passing knowledge to younger generation or even the older.
They say the first 4 people you see every day you become most like.
Alright, so my name's Kadeem Nemhard, and today I'm gonna be presenting like mentors and like our mentoring and like how it impacted my life and how it can impact yours too. Alright, so why do you need a mentor? So a lot of people, I get that question asked a lot. It's basically like a shortcut to life. It's technically not, but it is. Instead of
It's really light.
Light on here.
no, that's fine. Like you turn on one light.
You want okay with that?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Alright, so alright, so a mentor is basically like a shortcut to the finish line, and what it did for me is more of, instead of making the same mistakes they did, I learned from them and I listened. So listening is like important key aspect, especially to anything. It could be to a relationship, to your parents, or even your teachers, because they might have more insight and they know from experience that something happened in the past and you don't want to make the same mistake. Alright, so some of the mistakes, some of the important like aspects my mentors taught me was was a lot. So first was education. Education is really important. Like high school, I wasn't the best student, and I'm gonna admit it like 100%. Like I skipped class and hang out with the wrong crowd, and that shaped me who I am today. I got to a point where I was failing my classes and I almost stayed back, and I was ashamed and I was like embarrassed while I seen all my other peers like passing on and getting like all their classes done while I'm like fooling around. So my mentors pulled, like I had one mentor, he was a guidance teacher from elementary. He like helped mentor me like throughout like my whole life, because my dad died when I was 8, unfortunately, and I needed a dad figure, and I reached out to him and he gave me a lot of insight on what I can improve on, and I let him know that I'm struggling and I really need the help. So what he did for me was I did a lot of community service for my town, and we did a lot of leadership groups. So my first leadership group, I was nervous. Like I never talked, I never really discussed my life with anyone, and when I started seeing people open up, I started realizing that we all have problems and we should all discuss it. So then I started opening up and letting them know like I got mistakes too. We're not perfect. We all got mistakes. Even my mentor has his shared mistakes and what he did when he was younger, what he shared. And I always wondered, I always thought successful people like didn't make any mistakes, and I was totally wrong about that. They made the most mistakes, and some of them even came from like the worst situations. You can switch this. Alright, so a lot of people will also get that belief that since I have a mentor that you don't have to work as hard. Like now you have a mentor, he's not gonna tell you to be looking up, checking up on you like 24/7, but he wanna see you like progress. He wanna see all the stuff he taught you, and he wanna see you really move forward with it. Cause at the end of the day, he don't have to be doing this, and some of them even do it for free. Like I know some mentors that like even cost just to get some advice from them. But some people like really want you to succeed, especially like coming from the bottom and probably coming from a worse situation that they were from. They want to see that people succeed, and a lot of people get a conception of, hey, why don't, like, for example, someone get rich from the community, and why don't he give like all his money back to the community and all that? But at the end of the day, if he does, then the mindset of once he give you that all that amount of money, then you might waste it because you're not educated enough to really know what to do with it. So a mentor taught me that education is the best, and that if I start educating others on how to improve and get better, then everyone else can start improving and really get out the situation that we're in. And that's, for example, like having bad habits. Like we all have bad habits. I know in like a lower income community, like we spend a lot of money on like exotic cars, and I noticed that a lot. But let's get back to mentoring. All right, so next is that having mentors doesn't reduce risk. So a lot of people get a conception that having a mentor, like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna like make the same mistakes that they did. Sometimes it's good to make the same mistakes, because at the end of the day, you're learning something, and like learning is an important aspect, so you won't make that mistake again. Because someone could tell you, hey, don't do that, but until you really do it, you really feel the pain of it and the consequence, and like, oh, I really gotta sit down and listen to him. Here you go to the next. How have mentors helped me? So, like I talked about my mentor, his name is Mr. Allison. He helped me like through a lot through life. So elementary school, 2nd grade, my dad died when I was 8 years old, and that impacted me a lot. I didn't really have everyone who said they were gonna be there for me wasn't, like my whole family that said, hey, like call me if anything. And when my dad died, probably months later, like no one was there for me. It was just my mom and my sister, and close relatives, like a couple of my cousins and like my aunts and uncles. But everyone else who said they're gonna be there for me wasn't. And I really needed that dad figure, or someone that I needed to look up to really guide me into doing a lot of stuff. For example, my uncle taught me how to ride a bike, and I always think that like that was really important because he taught me to overcome fear, and I can continue to improve. And I know so alright, let me get off that. So my next key point is I have different mentors. So I have mentors for working out. For example, you teach me like all like physical stuff and like how to become a better self physically, and also coordinate with mentally too. And but one thing I won't ask my fitness mentor is how can I improve financially, because you know he might not be financially there or be financially like the best, but he's huge into fitness. But I would ask someone who is rich, who is financially there, and that they could teach me. So I do have different mentors. So whatever you want to learn, definitely like look out, reach out, because people love hearing from you guys. Like send emails, like constantly send emails like, hey, good afternoon, my name is, introduce yourself, and like, hey, I'm really interested in this subject and I really want to learn. Is there any way we can meet up one day and like I can pick your brain? People actually love that. And I learned that too, especially like older people, since we come in an age where everyone to text and email and all that. It's better to really meet them in person and really understand them more, because you do get a better connection with that person too and really understand. Alright, so the values of mentors. So my mentors always taught me that all the knowledge I do learn is pass it along, because at the end of the day, if I don't, then it's just going to be wasted. All the things they taught me is just going to go to waste, and I don't want that to happen. So what my goal is now is I want to start speaking more and really get myself out there. This is my first speech. Hopefully I'm doing the best. I want to improve, and I really want to educate you guys. And now I own a video production company, which I love, and I do video photography, and we do graphic design too. So what my goal is really to reach out, like do quality videos and even pictures. And right now I'm just trying to build a team and trying to educate all of us how to become better for for ourselves, and that even includes like physically, like if someone want to come up to me, like ask me any like, oh, how can I like lose weight or like become better at something. So I'm always down to talk. I love meeting new people, and I love sharing my knowledge. And even if I don't know anything, I would definitely like reach out back to you and be like, hey, like I don't know much about it, but I'm gonna do my research and ask someone who is knowledgeable about that subject, because I do have like multiple mentors, and every day, like I work hard, and I make sure I educate myself. I make sure like I work out, and I make sure I'm helping someone, because at the end of the day, you only live a certain amount. Like you don't have that long to live on Earth, and everyone should make an impact on this world, make it better than how they left it. So.
Oh, do you want me to go back?
Yeah. All right. So, mentoring too is what mentors really want to see is that all the advice they give you, you use on yourself. Everything they want you to just like. It might not be exactly word for word what, hey, you should do it like this, that, and that, but you could add your, I can't say it. You could add your own like style into it. So what I did was I always wanted to start a business, and I didn't know where to start, and I know I enjoyed like videos, and I do love photography, and I always want to see that prosper, and I looked at the industry and see what I can improve on, especially in Connecticut. And that like helped me a lot, so I started that, and I provided value where I could do videos of photography for friends. For example, like a fitness video. My friends own like their own helicopters, so like even like flying up, like recording what they're doing. They actually love that stuff. So it's also about creating value. And I guess that's it. All right, so the last thing we want to talk about, you can end it now. There you go. So last thing I'm talking about is balance. So key aspects. Do you guys have any like balance issues, like balancing your time? Do you guys? All right. So with balancing, what I do is I break it down in a week. So I know it's 168 hours in a week, and technically we're supposed to get 68 hours of sleep every night. Probably most of you guys don't. But with this 168 hours in a week, don't get me wrong, like make sure you do have fun. I make sure I always have fun, so that's one of my key essentials is having fun during the week, doing something fun. Go to the park, meet new people, like reach out. Second is I love working out, so with 168 hours in a week, devote at least, you could do 3 or 4 hours. That's not a lot. For a week, I usually do about 7 to 8 hours of working out every week, a little bit more even if I have extra time. So next is I also like working on your craft. So I know some of you guys got full-time jobs or even part-time. If you guys working 40 like hours a week, you still have. All right, so let me come back to it. So it's 168 hours a week, and you work 40 hours a week, so that's 120. That's 120. Well, that's 128, and then 6 or 7 hours sleep every night. That madness about like 36 hours. About 36 hours. Subtract. I should have put this in the PowerPoint, but so you still like I'm doing an estimate. You still got a remainder of like 70 hours a week of free time. And I know you go to school and stuff, so a couple hours from school and doing your homework. So I'm gonna say like another 20, 30, even 30 hours, of work. So that leaves you with like 10 to 20. And with that, like you can still do a lot of stuff. So like working on like a side hustle, like I'm very like huge into that, like making extra money. So like do something you love, like. You can make money doing anything nowadays, especially now since we have the internet. So anything you love, like look into it, cause someone's making money off of it. I have one of my friends who live in New York. He makes 6 figures just walking dogs, and it kind of like amazed me to this day. Like 6 figures is really a good market for. there's a lot of dogs and people, are too lazy to walk it nowadays. So there's like a lot of ways. Just find something you love and definitely devote to it. Like even a couple hours out of your week. Like do research of what you like to do. Learn how to like build a website, and don't get me wrong. Like use YouTube. YouTube is like essential. Like it's key. I use YouTube for everything I do, because people share their own experience and how can they improve. So I guess that's gonna be the end of my speech right now. I want you guys to ask me, like, do you guys have any questions for me? I know guys. You said I answered all your questions? You got any questions? Like one question. You got any questions for me?
Is it hard to be motivated?
Is it hard to be motivated? So I didn't really share my background. So I joined the military when I was 17. So I joined the military when I was 17, and me being motivated really came from the military. So everything I learned, like discipline, like motivation is like full of crap, because at the end of the day, motivation, like being motivated only stays for so long. It's more about being disciplined. It's about like building habits of doing it every day. So don't get me wrong, like you get motivated, but it only lasts for so long. So like if you watch a motivational like speaker, you're like, oh yeah, I'm motivated, and then after like an hour later, you're like, oh, this is like, I don't want to do this. But just start it. Like if you really like want to do fitness, like start my speech. Time to start my day. Got another video shoot later. But before that, gotta go shopping, try on new gear. Let's get back to you guys. See you soon.